Kalima, blood, rage, and liberation. Why the dark goddess is essential for feminine awakening. All right, sis, this is it, the final chapter of our Kalima series. And as your big sis, auntie, little sis, or homegirl, I'm here to teach you what no one else has, what society didn't, what our families might have avoided. I'm here to tell you the truth that will set you free. Today, we're diving into what makes Kali Ma, the dark goddess herself, essential for your awakening. We're peeling back the layers to talk about blood, rage, and liberation. The forces society has taught you to fear, but are the exact keys to your empowerment. So lean in and trust me when I say this message is for you. It's for the real you, the untamed, unapologetic, and reborn you. Greetings. Welcome back, Sacred Soul. This is Shadow Moon, Oracle, Priestess, and Headmistress of the Dark Mother Mysteries. And today we've arrived at the final part of our Kalimar series. If you made it this far, I want you to know I am so proud of you because what we've been doing here is not just watching or listening to videos, it's breaking spells. It's undoing generations of fear, shame, and silence that were never supposed to be ours in the first place. Today, we're pulling back the last mask and we're talking about the dark goddess and why the dark goddess is essential to your awakening, and how blood, rage, and liberation are not your enemies, they are your birthright. So lean in close because nobody taught us this growing up, and I'm here to make sure you know. If this message speaks to you, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with another woman who may need this truth. Let's all rise together. Lesson 1: Why the dark goddess is essential for a feminine awakening. Let's get it straight and let's just get into it. You cannot fully awaken while pretending to only live in love and light. Let me say it one more time. You cannot fully awaken while pretending to only live in love and light. The dark goddesses, Kali, Sekhmet, Lilith, represents the parts of ourselves we've been taught to suppress. The word taught you to be sweet, to be small, to heal quietly, to rise politely. Rage, grief, destruction, and power, these are the shadows society told us to shove into the closet, lock away, and forget. But feminine awakening doesn't happen in the light alone. It begins in the dark. Y'all, everything is birthed in the dark. Everything comes from the dark. When you're in your mother's womb, you're in the dark. The universe sits in darkness. Everything, even light, comes from darkness. The dark goddess teaches radical self acceptance. She asks you to face the parts of yourself you've been ashamed of, the anger, the passion, the jealousy, and love them just as fiercely as you love your softness. She clears the way for transformation. Her destruction isn't cruel, it's necessary to make space for your growth. Awakening requires letting go of who you thought you had to be and step fully into who you are. She teaches you to embrace the side of you that isn't afraid to burn the bridges that leads to nowhere, speak truths that make others uncomfortable, and end toxic cycles even when it breaks your heart. And y'all, I know this all might sound repetitive, but like I say, always, in order for a concept to stick and up to, and in order to uproot the program that we have been conditioned up under, we have to receive information over and over again in different ways. So just bear with me. The dark goddess is essential because she unhooks you from the matrix of the good girl conditioning. She frees you to be the full spectrum of what it means to be a woman, soft and sharp, healing and destroying, loving and leaving when necessary. Without her, you stay half awake, chasing love that costs your mental, emotional, financial, and physical health, chasing dreams that cage your soul. No, no more. Lesson 2: Blood, the symbol of life, death, and reclamation. Now let's talk about blood. In this world, they taught us that blood is dirty, shameful, something to hide, something to apologize for. Blood has always been sacred. It's life force itself. But somewhere along the way, society turned it into something to be hidden, shamed, and silenced. And when I'm talking about your blood, I'm talking about your menstrual blood, okay? However, Kalima, she doesn't play that game. She wears her blood proudly like a crown. The blood in her mouth, the blood dripping from her sword, it's not horror, it's holy because blood is life. Blood is sacrifice. Blood is remembrance. Kali's imagery reminds us that blood represents release, letting go of what no longer serves. In feminine cycles, it's not just about physical shedding, it's emotional, spiritual, and energetic. Menstrual blood, birth blood, death blood, it's all sacred, y'all. Your blood carries your ancestors' survival stories, your womb's wisdom, your broken heart's resilience, your power to bleed and still rise. Women are taught to hide it, but Kali teaches us to honor it, to see it as a reclaiming of our bodies and our power. Blood connects you to creation and destruction, to endings and beginnings. It reminds you that your body is divine. In Kali's mythology, the blood she drinks isn't just from enemies, it's from the illusions that needed to die. And when you reclaim your blood, your cycles, your pain, your sacred sacrifices, you reclaim every piece of yourself they tried to make you ashamed of. Lesson 3, Rage, the sacred flame society fears. Now let's talk about rage, because if you're breathing in this world as a woman, you have rage inside of you, whether you admit it or not. Sis, let me tell you something. Society never wanted you to know your rage is sacred. However, anger is clarity. It's the fire that burns through injustice and opens the door to transformation. Society tells women to suppress anger, to keep the peace, to smile when we're hurting. But suppressed rage doesn't disappear, it festers. It turns inward, leaving us disconnected from our truth. And y'all, it also shows up in our bodies. I'm going to deviate from my script a little bit. In the book, you can hear your life by Louise Hay. She talks about how when you're holding anger in and you don't realize it, it shows up as acne on your face. And y'all, I used to deal with a lot of acne years ago. And until I got down to realizing what was the metaphysical, the underlying, the spiritual reason for my acne, that's when my acne started to clear up. Because when we deal with issues, any type of health issues, it's not just the physical aspect of the illness or disease that's in your body. It's also the metaphysical, the emotional underlying. And so you have to treat the whole person and get down to each core thing. So whenever I started to embrace my anger and realize what it was and then accept it and then work through it, that's when my acne started clearing up. Okay, back to the script. Cali rage isn't destructive without purpose. It's targeted, intentional, transformative. Her fire clears the way for rebirth, burning through falsehoods and toxicity. Kalima shows us that rage is sacred. It's the holy fire that says, enough. Not here. Not me. Not anymore. Your rage is what awakens your boundaries. It what breaks generational curses. It is what keeping it well, it's what keeps you from dying a slow emotional death while smiling for the world. When you honor your rage, you honor your soul. And baby girl, your soul deserves to be honored. Rage isn't just chaos. It's your power demanding to be felt. And when you channel it intentionally, it becomes a force for change. Lesson 4, liberation, the ultimate gift of the dark goddess. Y'all, this path isn't just about being angry, it's about getting free. Liberation happens when you stop hiding your power, when you stop negotiating your worth, when you stop silencing your voice, your body, your blood, your boundaries. It just to make others comfortable. No, we're not doing that anymore. Feminine liberation means embracing wholeness, not just the nurturing and soft side of yourself, but the wild and the untamed. It means walking away from anything that doesn't honor your power. That could be relationships, beliefs, expectations, and creating space for authentic and authentic. Ooh, Lord, I'm messing it up. For authenticity to thrive. Forgive me, y'all. Kelly reminds us that true liberation is messy, raw, and beautifully transformative. Liberation is what happens when you finally say, I belong to myself. You stop surviving, you start living. You stop performing, you start embodying. You stop bleeding in silence, you start bleeding in power. Through Kalima, lessons of blood, rage, and sacred destruction, you become the woman no one can cage again. Because once you see yourself as the dark goddess sees you, there is no going back. And trust me, you wouldn't want to. Ending the Kalima series. Sis, this is the end of the Kalima series, but it's the beginning of something greater, something fierce, unapologetic, and wildly authentic within you. The dark goddess is not separate from you, she is within you. Her blood is your liberation, her rage is your fire, and her destruction is your rebirth. So rise, awaken, and remember you were never meant to be contained. In closing, this is Shadow Moon, head mistress of the Dark Mystery, the Dark Mother Mystery School, signing off. Class is dismissed.